Hey guys, it's Tiffany of Tough Angel Books, and for this bookish podcast, I'm going to be talking about Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This book, hands down, is a 5 out of 5 for me because it just actually kept me hooked when I was able to sit down and read it. This book is a YA historical fiction based off of the Jack the Ripper. Carrie did an amazing job writing this book because it actually got you interested. The main character is Audrey Rose Wadsworth, who is of a high family in London but wants to study forensic science. And this is in the time period when Jack the Ripper was very alive and well and active in London. So for a woman to be anything that's not ladylike is unheard of. For a woman to want to study forensic science is just blasphemous in that time period. Audrey Rose is the most stubborn and fascinating character I have ever read in a book. She was so well written. I have never read a book where the character was like one of the top 3 reasons I was reading the book. I was reading the book because of the main character, because of the storyline, and because of the character and because of the world and character building, to be honest. Audrey Rose Wadsworth was created so well because you watch her develop into a really smart and intelligent forensic scientist who ends up kind of falling in love with someone no one expected, and also had to face a lot of realities and come to terms with a lot of things. And there was just a lot of character growth, not just from Audrey Rose, but from all the characters surrounding it. And as you're going through the book, you understand more and more about what certain characters are doing and how they, and how they're thinking and understanding the situations and why they're curious, but at the same time, no, they should not be so curious. And the storyline is just amazing and well written. And I have got to say that this book deserves every single ounce of hype it got. James Patterson presented this book, a first release of an imprint publishing he has. He did the foreword for this, and oh my gosh, this was the greatest first book to a series I have ever read. I need to go wow, English does not exist apparently. I need to go find Hunting Prince Dracula, and when the third one comes out, which I know that the title and cover was revealed recently, I just can't remember what the third book is going to be called. But I need to keep reading Carrie Maniscalco's writing, because she writes so well and so clear, and she has an idea and she just goes in. And when it comes to something like Jack the Ripper, she did her research on the legendary serial killer. Like, at the end of the book, she wrote a list of notes of what she changed, why there were a lot of things that weren't included from the original story of Jack the Ripper, and why she went not really why she went down the road, but more the inspiration behind why she went with Audrey Rose, which was a very nice addition and very nice to read, because I am not kidding when I say Audrey Rose goes through so much in a matter of, I think, 4 months than any human has done in their entire lives, and it is insane how much they actually go through. But it is such a good read. It is the first, I think this is the first accurate historical fiction I have read. The only other historical fiction I read, I think it's historical fiction, it's definitely put in the past, but it was Prophecy by Ellen O. That's the only other historical fiction I have read, which that is a good book. But Stalking Jack the Ripper just caught my interest and got me interested, and I really need to read more by Carrie, because her writing is amazing. She words everything so well. I know I'm probably repeating myself, but for something that's not really done a lot in literature, to talk about a infamous serial killer whose name is known across the globe today, to write a book about it, and with accurate facts, just like dates and names changed, is not really heard of most of the time. So when you come across a book like this, and it not only has accurate historical facts, it actually makes you kind of want to learn more about the serial killer. And I heard something the other day about how the real Jack the Ripper was recently named. I have no idea what the real Jack the Ripper's name is. All I know is that I know what the name of the Jack the Ripper in this book is, and that I know that for the most part it is pretty blasphemous to talk about twists, but this twist, you can be told about it 100 times and you still won't see it coming, because you follow Audrey Rose's train of thought the entire book. You come to the same conclusions she does, but you're also trying to make more of your own as well. And the twist just kind of knocks you out, because it's not something you would ever expect. And it is just so well done and amazingly written. I want to go on, but I'll just end up repeating myself over and over and over, and that's not really a good idea. But wow, this book was amazing, and I look forward to reading more from Carrie Maniscalco, because it's definitely gotten me more interested in the historical fiction, and it also got me a little bit more interested in just forensic science in general, and what it must have been like in the 1800s, because this story takes place in 1888 from August to late November. I think it's mid-August to late November. So it's a matter of months this entire storyline takes place, and it is absolutely phenomenal, because even though it's such a short time period, there is so much that happens that you have to wrap your mind around and understand and figure out, and it is just astonishing how well Carrie actually did this. If you read this book, please leave a comment or tweet at me at Tough Angel Books. Tell me what you thought of Stalking Jack the Ripper, because I am personally in love with this book. And if you've read this, please let me know your thoughts and opinions, whether it's in the comments or on Twitter, because I really need to go buy the next book, but I also really need to shorten my current TBR. One step at a time, I guess. Anyway, that is it for today's podcast, for this podcast, I mean. If you are on SoundCloud, hit follow. And if you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you might actually be notified when I post a new podcast. Also, hit the thumbs up if you are liking these podcasts as well. Follow me on Twitter at Tough Angel Books, and I will see you guys.